Hi everybody, it's Carla from Casey Creates, and it's the new year. I think it's the first time I've made a video since 2019, which is only a couple days ago, but I want to say Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope your year has gotten off to a very good start. I heard a friend mention that we could look at it as 365 chapters of a book, so I thought that was kind of neat. So today is chapter 3, January 3rd. And I've been putzing around doing a little bit of crafting over the last few days, and I was making a whole bunch of fabric flowers because I want to, in my head I see these most whimsical fairy flowers. So I've just been making and making, trying to achieve that image in my head. I have my cup of coffee here. So I thought I would take you through the process if you want to see what I've been doing to try to come up with whimsical. I've been using a lot of the sateen polyester type fabrics. This was a camisole, and I've been cutting them into real irregular petal shapes. And I went and hunted some more fabric to do so, and I found this really sheer chiffon, and it also has some satin polyester lining, and it also had some little ribbon roses. It's a princess, Disney princess little dress. So I've been collecting the real satiny stuff, and then I found this skirt with this really generous amount of lace overlay, and it's real sheer, so that's a lot of the sheer fabric that I think makes a nice light and airy flower. And then I found this, I think it's a sari, but it has this beautiful brown applique, and this is velvet, and then it's got lots of sequins. And I'm not sure I'll use this in for my flower fairies, but I grabbed it because I think this was $1, maybe $2, and it has all of the applique on both sleeves. If I can show you this. So I can just carefully cut around this, and then it's also got that sheer fabric, kind of chiffon fabric that would make pretty flowers, and then another applique right here on the front. And then this, it feels like velvet maybe, and with the decoration kind of melted into it. I'm not exactly sure, but I thought that was kind of pretty too. So I picked that up on my quest for light and fluffy fairy flowers. So here's some of that satin fabric, and you can see how I cut it real irregular because I don't want it to look perfect. I want them to look real fun and organic. And then I have some of this wide pink satin ribbon, and I thought I would show you how I cut it. So I just fold it several times, and then you can just cut on the fold at an angle. My scissors aren't very strong, so I hope they don't break. You can see how I just cut that off. I'm going to cut that off. And then inside here, I didn't get as deep, which is fine, but I'm going to cut it even deeper so it looks a little more zigzaggy. And this is how it ends up looking. Real zigzaggy like that. Maybe not as zigzaggy as this one. But then when you melt them, they look real wilted and petal-like. So I'm going to melt a couple of these. And I have learned that the fabrics do make a difference as to whether they get a burned look or not. So I like to hold them as far away as possible. But you can see it's curling up. I've been in all day today. It's the first day all week. I just didn't want to do any running around. My dear mother loves to get out and about, and she loves just going to piddly places like Walgreens and the Dollar Tree, and she always feels like she needs something. So we get in the car and we go, but today we didn't. And we've been having cloudy, dreary days more than usual, I think. But I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's supposed to be nice and sunny and in the 50s. So that'll be nice. And now, after I do the petals, I like to kind of melt it in the middle so that it'll kind of scrunch up a little bit. And give it even more of a nice, organic petal look. So I hope you all have gotten off to a good start. School starts back for the kiddos on Monday. I only have one to get back. And we're praying Mark will have job prospects now that the new year has started. Maybe companies will be more in need and everyone will be back from vacation. Okay, so this is what I came out with. I might do a little bit more down here. I do remember when I first started melting fabric for fabric flowers. It turned me off because I burnt myself so much, but I've kind of learned the knack, and now I actually really like it. It's kind of therapeutic. I like watching it kind of curl up like that. So there's that one. Now I'll do the pink one. We had a really nice Christmas. It was low-key, just family. No going way out with gifts. That wasn't really an option, but everybody was very content, and we were happy that we were able to exchange gifts, and they were still nice gifts, and my children were content, and the nieces and nephews, and we just had fun playing music, and everybody was dancing, trying to get Grandma to dance, which is not an easy feat. I don't think we really did, but my niece is a riot, so when she's around, it's a party. And we celebrated my son's birthday, and even our dog is a year older. Rusty is now 8 years old. We just gave him a special treat. Some people give parties for their dogs, but we didn't. He has a fabulous life. Every day is a party for Rusty. And what else did we do? You know, going to see the Christmas lights. Unfortunately, 3 of the outdoor activities that we were going to participate in all got rained out. The Christmas parade, caroling in the windows, which is when they have people dressed in 1800 period costumes and they sing Christmas carols in the antique shop windows, and it's really fun to go around and shop and watch them carol, but that got rained out. And then on December 23rd and 24th, they were going to have the live nativity in the barn. And even though it was in a barn, I think a lot of it was outside uncovered, so that got rained out too. But I am a Hallmark movie fan, so I watched my share of Hallmark movies. And no offense, Hallmark, but Lifetime Channel's movies were a little bit better this year, in my opinion. I didn't watch as many as I normally do, but I did watch a few. I think it's because this year I like watching crafting videos even more. Yeah, and then some sad news. 2 dear people we knew, they didn't know each other, different circumstances, passed away over the holiday. That was very sad. It still is. So it's hard because, you know, you have to have the good and the bad. So holidays can't always be merry and bright. But I have to say, for the most part, ours were. Okay, so that's the pink one. And it's all melted and beautiful. And I think it will wind onto my circle to produce some really pretty petals. Now I have this piece, and this is a piece of that white chiffon that was already ruffled, and I just went and shabbied the edges by cutting it irregular. I hope you can see that. And then I still want to take it over the flame and let it curl up a little bit, because it does something kind of fun. I just like how it does that little organic thing where it melts. And it also seals the edges. Not that this would fray, because I'm not sure this would fray. But I like what it does after you've held it over the flame. Like so. I do have a little dish of water close by, so I don't recommend you doing this unless you have a way to put the flame out quickly if you have to. So yeah, I have some water right there, just in case. I'm learning now that there are certain fabrics that look shiny and satiny, but they don't really melt. They just catch on fire. You kind of learn that by trial and error. But see now how that's really, I don't know if you can see. Let me move it now. How it's really crinkly on the edges. There we go. I really like how that looks. Let's do one more. Here, I'll cut this one real irregular. So this is another one of those polyester remnants of fabric cut in a strip, and they don't have to be cut any certain width or length. It's up to you. And then you just take your scissors and again give it a real rough cut. Doesn't have to be perfectly cut into petal shapes. And that's what I came out with. Okay, we'll cut that middle one just a little bit more. And then we'll wrap some of them around a felt circle and see how they turn out, because the petals look different every time. Let me see if I'll pull this a little closer. So you can see, look at how they just curl up so natural. That's really fun. I'm going to try to go in and out underneath each arch of the petal. And some will turn towards me and some will turn away from me. And I think that's really cool. So my household is very quiet right now. My husband took my son to see a matinee movie. One of those superhero ones, I'm not sure which. My older son is at work. And my mom's with my sister, so I had time to make a video. Because like I said, I never really like to do it with an audience, though I do love chatting with you guys and coming on and making videos, and it has been a few days, but I have several more, so I hope you don't get tired of me. Of course, you don't have to watch if you're into something else, but I do appreciate it when you do watch, so thank you very much. Okay, so those are all melted, and I think I'll melt one more. I'm going to melt this satiny one again, so that if I run out from the other one, I'll have this one. Look how irregular that one is. Let's see how this does. Oops, see, that one burnt. And I don't like the brown spot. Some people like it. They think it makes it look vintage, but I cut that part off. I did a whole batch of fabric flowers and they all ended up singed looking, and it just turned me off from the whole look of the flower. It looked dirty, so I didn't use them. I like when they curl without getting any black or brown on them. There we go. And I'll do the top side as well. Oops, see, that one just burned almost whole. I have to hold it further away. Can't hold it too close. And sometimes, depending on the fabric, you really have to take your time. I think that's my problem, is I like to go fast. And fast doesn't always work. Need more patience. Okay, so now I have those melted. I'm going to go ahead and blow this out just to stay on the safe side. Have a sip of coffee. And then I have one circle already cut out here, and I really don't know the dimensions. I'm going to say it's about a 1.5 inch circle, maybe 2. And for this, I think I'll use my glue gun. And I'm going to sort of crinkle it and press it down as I go around. And we'll see how our flower turns out. I kind of like how you don't really know exactly how it's going to come out. I should have something under here. I guess I've made this my official crafting lace mat because it's got glitter on it, and hopefully not paint, but it could. Oops, that was hot. I need to get myself one of those little handy dandy spatulas that I see so many of you using. I have a paintbrush here I can use. I think that might work. Oops. So many of you make such neat little lines of glue, and it just looks so tidy. I wish I weren't such a messy crafter. There we go. Petal stuck down under there, and even though that petal's a little off, it's okay because I can just start again right where that one left off, and I'll cover up my the shortfall there. But yeah, I just want to show you, I'm going to snip this brown part off, and you can just cut it off, and then if you feel like it, you can re-burnish that spot, but I don't think I'll need to. I need another glue stick though. Oh no, not quite yet. Okay, so I'm gonna put all my glue on at once. I don't think it'll dry up too fast. And then right where it got a little short, I'll make sure I put a longer piece there. And I'm really not trying to be meticulous because I want this to look loose and light, like the petals just floated into space, into place, I should say. The other thing I've been challenged with is when I want to make something that looks like a light and airy flower, I don't always want to put a heavy piece of bling in the middle. I don't know, it just kind of makes, I don't know, I want it to have some sparkle, but I don't want it to have a big heavy brooch or something in the middle. I think it can work, but I'm not sure that's the image I have in my head. So you guys are kind of helping me find my way here while I chat with you. I know this doesn't look like much yet, but we're coming to something, I promise you. We are coming to a look. If you've not heard of Ruby, she has the most amazing fairy flowers on her page. Hers is called Little Books, and I'm a major fan of Dear Ruby. She sent me some happy mail a couple of weeks ago that I'm still in awe over. I've gotten some very generous happy mail, and I'm just so excited. It's a new season and I'm able to start crafting with all of these wonderful, wonderful trims and laces and goodies. Okay, so that's the center of that one, and now I have to decide, do I want to put another one in there? I bet one more would have been perfect. I don't know if I have another one already melted, but since I don't think I do. Ooh, what do you think of that? But what would the center be then? You know what, maybe I'll just go a different color. No, because I want it to be shiny. Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to see if I might have another shiny one. I don't, so I'm going to relight my candle. I'll be right back. And I'm going to melt one more piece. Thanks for waiting for me. Yeah, I'm going to melt one more to go in the center. That's another thing, is I've been going real monochromatic with my colors, keeping them all kind of in the same color theme. I don't know why, but I think it's because when I think of fairies, they're all kind of hiding in the forest and in flowers and butterflies, and they kind of need their color, what do they call that? Protective color? The name's not coming to me. But anyway, so that they're kind of camouflaged into the space that they live. Even though I do think lots of color sometimes with fairies. Soft, fun colors. Okay. I'll leave that lit for a little bit just in case I need it again. And this time I'm going to trim it a little shorter so that this center petals will be shorter than the outside petals. And I'm going to singe it again just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had to make that happen. Singe that a little more. And I'm going to just put glue again all in the middle. I'm not going to be particular about it being in a perfect circle. And I'm going to gather it a little bit and press it down as I go around. I think it just really needed one more layer of petals. And I feel like that I'm not working real well with that paintbrush. I need my fingers. So now I think it'll just have the perfect space for the perfect center. Let's add a little more glue. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not burning myself. This is working fine. Except there is a burnt spot that I'm going to cut off. Don't want that. Okay. And I need one more dab of glue. Like so. So there it is. There is the kind of whimsical, let me put it on here, maybe you can see it better. No glue strings, please. See how it just kind of does its own thing? I love that. It'd be pretty with some chiffon sticking out, or organza, like maybe a bow. I had an organza bow. Maybe I'll see what that looks like in the center. Is this it? Yeah, so I mean, you could do something like that in the center. What else might I finish this off with? These are pretty. Let's see what one of these might look like. Maybe. I always love these. These are some of those iridescent beads. I had this super long strand of beads from the thrift store, so I don't know if it was used for like garland on a Christmas tree, maybe those kind of beads, but I've just had tons and tons of it to use and gift. Oh, I know one thing that's really fun is to take some of these iridescent beads and sprinkle them. These are almost vintage to me. I got these in a big pack of sequins, and I know they're old because this whole pack was only 59 cents, but they have the best sparkle. So I'm going to put them in the middle, and I know that the hot glue might be too hot, but I'm okay with that because if they melt a little, it might even be cool. See? Can you see how sparkly that made the middle? Oh, I love that. Yay. And then if you have the patience of Job, you could just take tweezers and little dabs of glue. I guess I need one of those little sticky tools I see people using. Yeah, I'm not having a lot of luck picking these up. But anyway, you could take, you know, tweezers and just randomly place them around the flower. I kind of like how it just left a little bit of fairy sparkle in the middle. I don't like how it left the strings. I can get rid of those though. Alright, so there is one of my little light and airy fairy flowers. And I thought I would show you another project, but I'll start another video because this has gone a while. But I want to show you all of the flowers I've been making over the last few days. But in this video, I just wanted to make one with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Have a great day.